Make sure that you tune in every Thursday to the Blueprint Live at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, live on Facebook and YouTube. And then you can catch me on Fluent Radio, Philly Jams 95.3, Indie 101.5, and Mixed Talk Media. And I'm available anywhere that you listen to podcasts, okay, and your radio shows. So get on it, okay? Let's do this. I love to connect with you and promote what you got going on. Let's get it. If you or someone you know would like to be a guest on the Blueprint Live, visit thebpmediaco.com today. Hey y'all, welcome back to another week of the Blueprint Live with your girl MzMetchi. Brought to you by Philly 101.5 and Indie 95.3 and Fluent Radio. Shout out to our partners, Be Your Own Kind and Ms. Z with the Tea, honey. And thank you to our amazing sponsors, Tax Strategy, Black Dollar Days, Fiya Infusions, and last but not least, Lavish Looks by MzMetchi. Okay, tune in every Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time and at 9 p.m. Eastern Time in Philly. All right, y'all, it's showtime. Let's get it.
What it do? Your favorite cousin Young Jock checking in. And right now you're tuned into the Blueprint Live with my favorite MzMetchi, all right? Hey, man, you know what it is. Keep doing what you're doing and keep it right here. Chill.
Yo, what's happening in? What's happening in? Oh, it's your boy $2 Fabo, Bankhead Fabo. Oh, hey, man, check this out. I want y'all to tune in right now to the Blueprint Live with MzMetchi. And I want you to tune in every Thursday at 6:30 Central Time.
Hey y'all. Yes, I'm starting off with the drink. Judge ye not. Okay. Let's jam out real quick. Baby. Woo! What's up? Hey Tracy. How you doing, girl? I need y'all to know this Rachel Black has been on my playlist. She went super hard for me. She said you fooled me good. I know somebody can feel that in their chest. Auntie Tracy, I was just joking with you, girl. Let me tell you about how my auntie will get offended if you don't put the auntie in front of there. Stop it immediately. Welcome back to another week of the Blueprint Live. It's your girl, MzMetchi. Baby, it's been a while. How y'all been? Are y'all okay? Are we working? Are we having fun? Are we hot as hell? Tell me what's going on out here in the streets. I feel like we have so much to catch up on. Oh my goodness. It's been a wild ride, and I have not talked to y'all. It's been a few weeks. We got a lot to update on. But I had to welcome you back first. Happy Thursday. It's the 4th of July week. I feel like that when I look up next time, it's going to be Christmas. I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know how I feel. But I'm certainly glad to be back tonight. I think it's been, has it been like 2 or 3 weeks? I feel like I have not broadcasted in so long. And I usually try not to take those hiatuses. But baby, duty calls, okay? So shout out to all my listeners that are tuning in on my Facebook and YouTube live feed, okay? If you can, tonight after the show, everyone that I mentioned is going to be hyperlinked, okay? Whether that's on Facebook or YouTube. Go and subscribe to their pages. Go and follow my very special guest that I have tonight. Wait till I tell you what I have in store. I come back bearing gifts to my people because I feel like that we can't just talk the talk. We got to walk the walk too. And I'm trying to help y'all get some money in your pockets and keep it in there. Y'all know I try to bring you all people to keep you informed. So tonight I've got a really, really good show. But for everyone that I mentioned, for anyone that is hyperlinked, make sure that you go and follow their pages, go and support them. Like a reel, like a post, okay? There are ways that you can support without having to always open your wallet, because everybody thinks that support is just like, oh my gosh, I have to buy something. Sometimes you just sharing or interacting with the post means everything. If you're a real creator, you're getting monetized anyway. Just get them to like the material. But it's, I'm not here to drop those gems tonight. I'm not here for all of that. If you're interested in advertising with me or working with the Blueprint Media Company, make sure that you visit the bpmediaco.com, or you can also learn about the different services that I offer at MzMetchi.com. So that's MzMetchi.com. And of course, I cannot go on without thanking my amazing radio partners, Fluent Radio, Philly Jams 95.3, and Indy 101.5. You know, I'm so thankful that I've been on air for, it's a little bit over 6 years now. And to be a part of 3 different stations, it's an absolute blessing. And you all can catch the Blueprint Live every Sunday at 3:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. You know, I know you all are probably on East Coast time, baby. I don't know the time zones. I still Google that. Okay. Clock it. But it's at 3:30 Central Standard Time. So you all make sure that you tune in. And of course, the Blueprint Live is available anywhere that you listen to your favorite show. So if you're on the go, we're talking about iHeart, Spotify, things of that sort. Okay, you can find the Blueprint Live there as well. Before I go into all of my sponsors, you all know I've been cooking up a lot of exciting stuff. And there's so much stuff. I'm so happy. I'm like, I'm gonna burst open. I'm like a little firework. I'm about to do that. But I have a new sponsor. I have a new partner. Okay. Shout out to my newest sponsor, Copan Vodka. Ooh, I know you see it. Now look, I'm very thankful. First off, let me shout out to one of my girls. Okay, she was one of my amazing curators for the Blueprint Live that I worked with, Potions by P. Okay, if you all were there at the Link to Lit brunch, she was the one that was doing our lemon drop tutorials and demonstrations. So love her down, and she, you know, has connected some people that we all just needed to get together. Okay, so shout out to Copan Vodka, shout out to D Best. I am here to rep the brand. I'm one of their newest brand ambassadors, but they are also, you know, a new sponsor for the Blueprint Live. And we have some really exciting things that are coming up later on this summer. I mean, we're talking about within the next at least 6 to 8 weeks that you all will be able to come out and have an exclusive look at this brand that is made. Okay, this is made in our city. Okay, this is the best Black man from Chicago. Okay, it is produced at a Black-owned distillery. I need you all to know this is really, really big for me. I tell you what, when I started my journey as a brand ambassador, it was very, very hard to get people to want to work with me, especially very early on in the game. I did not have a big following. Still don't. That's the tea. Like numbers wise, I could still use some help there, but the impact is real. The reach is far. So don't let those numbers fool you. Thank you, Copan Vodka, for having MzMetchi as one of your brand ambassadors. I plan to represent the brand well. Shout out to my newest sponsor, okay? And of course, thank you to all of my sponsors. Live Long Health, okay? Y'all already know my girl. I just did a post this week. Y'all, one of my pictures came up from when I went to the BET Awards last year. Oh my goodness. I couldn't believe y'all was letting me walk around looking like a little puffer fish. What's going on? Okay, I'll be talking more about that in my Hate It and Love It tonight. Stick around. But if you use promo code Blueprint with my sponsor, Live Long Health, for any weight management services or any of the other healthcare services that she provides, okay, you will get a discount. So make sure that you mention that. And of course, my newest sponsor, Copan Vodka, Pretty Curvy Savage, Paris Ice Bar, and Fiya Infusions. Okay, you, again, follow the sponsors. There's something for everyone with my sponsors. Since it's been so long, tonight's topic, I don't have one that I'm going to be able to stick to. So tonight, we're just going to catch up. We're talking about a little bit of everything. There was chaos, calamity, and confusion in the city of Chicago last night. We definitely have to touch on that this evening. So I want you all to stick around. But without further ado, I want to bring on my guest. And y'all know I always have to give y'all a story about my guest. So let me just get myself together. Okay. But tonight I'm going to be bringing to you all Patricia D Thompson. Okay. She is I mean, she is that girl as far as in the financial world and helping you get your credit together, helping you get funding. How many of my people are listening in and you all are business owners or not even business owners? You may just need some things so that you could take care of some personal projects, whatever it is. You need to position yourself, and you might not be in the best position. My guest tonight, Patricia D Thompson, she is going to be able to not only just shed some light on her journey within this industry, but also leave you with some gems so that we can make some better choices and get the help that we need so we can stop struggling. Okay. That's what it's all about. I had the opportunity to meet Patricia at the LinkedIn Lit Brunch. So, I told everyone, because there is a private group for anyone that attends the events, and it's only going to grow, but you got to be in the room to get the access. Okay. But I told them, I'm like, hey, I would love for you all to be a guest on the show. If you were in the room and you have a business and you are looking to promote yourself and put yourself out there, let's make it happen. And Patricia was one of the first people. And for one, her and Bree, shout out to them. They were actually one of the first guests that actually showed up to the brunch. So it was really nice to get a moment to kind of, canoodle with them for a second before everyone came in and I was pulled in like 1,800 directions. But I'm really excited to bring her on. So thankful that we were able to make this happen. So without further ado, Patricia, you ready to go? Can I get a thumbs up? Okay, I think we're ready. I want to introduce you all to Patricia D Thompson. Here we go. Hey.
Thank you, MzMetchi. Thank you for having me, honey. The
Of
love.
Of course.
Just recapping the Lincoln Lit Brunch, it was lit. I met so many phenomenal people. I was able to connect and, just grow with networking, being able to tap into people and industries I knew nothing about. The massage, the food was fire. Everybody was fire that was in the room. So I thank you for just inviting us.
Oh, Patricia, you all have had me on. Oh my goodness, my little head just been floating in the clouds. Since the brunch, I've gotten such amazing feedback. So thank you for that. Like, I'm so glad that you enjoyed yourself and you were able to meet people. That's what it was all about.
Yes. And I want to tell the people that keep missing it. I don't know what y'all doing. Y'all need to get in the room. Like she said, get in the room, tap in. Because when you don't tap in, you're going to tap yourself out of a blessing.
That's right. And, so Patricia, I ended up learning, I was sharing with them that I hadn't had a chance to, kind of chat a little bit before everyone started coming in. And then, of course, afterwards, I found out a little bit more about what you do. So can you kind of talk to me about how you got in the field of helping people with credit and just all of your digital products? How did you get started?
I got started because I was once in that position. When I first got started, my parents didn't teach me nothing about credit. So for me, learning credit, what actually got me started is constantly being turned down. No. So, I was on the job and I had went to work and, it was before COVID. So during that process, everybody was losing their jobs. And I'm like, I just got a car. My car was breaking down. I said, Lord, I need a car. I need something. I need you to step in and provide. So just through prayer, at work, I prayed and God sent somebody to tap me into that industry. And I started with that company and I learned the basics. And when I learned the basics, God kept saying, no, it's more to it. Keep going. So long story short, the company got sued. And God said, this is your opportunity to step out on faith. Right. If you trust me and you believe in me, you'll step out on faith and allow me to direct you. So in turn, I did. And the company that I was working for, being with them 3 years, I never saw any type of results on my credit. So I was like, God, how can I be helping other people get results when I'm with a company and they can't help me? So it got to be a stronger tactic. So I said, God, I'm leaning and depending on you to provide this tactic that's going to be able to help the masses, not just me. But when I start with me to use myself as a testimonial, the people that's going to come behind me, those are the people that I'm most worried about, God. Yeah. So if you do it for me, I know you'll do it for them. So just within prayer, God starts sending the people that I needed. I tapped into a mentor that I shared from life insurance because I got started in the finance industry and life insurance. And I
Okay.
got to thinking like, okay, with life insurance, there's more to it because I'm still having to turn people down because
Yeah.
their credit. Some people don't know your life insurance, your rate plan is built upon what your credit score is sometimes.
Okay.
And you know, a lot of people didn't know that. So I say, how can I be helping people get life insurance, but I'm turning them down because of their credit? So I said,
Yeah.
God, no, it's something more to this.
That's
I don't
right.
want nobody left behind. So I said, God, give it to me. So my mentor from life insurance, he reached out to me and he said, hey, I'm going to dig into credit, which would that mean we're not leaving nobody. He said, I want you to come in. But of course, you know, I didn't listen right away. I waited 3 years and that was the worst mistake of my life. I was supposed to tap in the beginning because it just pushed me back because I could have helped more people within that 3 year span.
But that's
So
okay
once
though.
I got
You still got
started,
started.
of
You still
course.
got started.
Yes. And once I was able to get started, you know, working on my credit, my very first client through that system that I used was able to remove a bankruptcy in less than 30 days. Some people, it takes them years to get that bankruptcy off, but it
Yeah.
was able to be removed in 30 days. So God told me, He said, you see the work I'm doing? He said, just keep going. So
That's
I kept going. Whether I knew what I was doing, I did it scared. I did it slow. It didn't
that's right.
matter. I did like Nike and I did it anyway. And as
Okay.
I kept doing, God kept providing for me and
Yeah.
sending those people because people were seeing results. So as he was sending them people and they got to see results, you know, for me, I was like, oh my God. But God said, no, it's more to it. You're
Yeah.
still leaving stuff on the table. So now you got to go back and educate them because 95% of my clients were business owners. I had to go back and
Oh,
say, look, this is what you do to get started, how to build your paydex score.
that's right.
And I went and gave them the steps to get started on that. But he didn't stop there. He said, look, they got to file taxes.
Yeah.
So how can you help them with taxes?
That's
So
right.
then I started giving them the game on how to be able to, you know, fix taxes and be able to write off what's supposed to be write off so
Yeah.
they can get the majority of the money in-house. And then just through God and family believing that we're gonna nobody left behind. So anybody that connects with us, you coming into a family that hey, no matter what it is, whether it's your marketing, because we don't
Yeah.
just have you, Ms. Michi, we have marketing as well because we tap into radio stations as well. From
Mm-hmm.
106.3 WVON, we're there. So
I
if you're
love that.
there, that means I can help people, you know, not just
That's
with the
right.
basics of the credit, but if they have a
But look
business, we
more
can help
detail.
them get into
Yeah.
marketing and help
Yeah.
them get out there and get their business seen and in the forefront. So that's how I was able to get started.
So Patricia, when you initially started and you were helping people, had you always done it under JPST Enterprise, or was that something that kind of came later on after you had kind of built up your book of business? Because these were the questions that I did not get to ask you.
Okay, so how JPST Enterprise came about. Once
Yeah.
I was working with the company and I stepped out on faith, God said, hey, when I said, God, what do I call it? He said, JPST, you're just going to promote the strongest tactic. It's a strong tactic that you're using when you're helping people build
That's
credit. So helping them, I said, okay, so I'm just going to promote the strongest tactic. And I thought about it. And I was
right.
like, you know what? If I'm going to promote strong tactics, I want that in my name to let everybody know we're not playing small over here. We're
That's
doing
right.
big and we're using the strongest tactics that can be used to help everyone get to the levels that they need to be reached.
That's right. I always, for me, Patricia, I love to hear the origin stories of how businesses start. We all have our why, and it's always
Yeah.
interesting to me to, to learn a little bit more. So thank you for sharing just the start of your journey. And, I'm really excited because tonight, we're going to drizzle in a few things, but you have some things coming up. So we're going to jump into that. But I have to know, I know that in your time, you've helped a number of people or business owners and different things, but what is a myth about your industry that absolutely drives you nuts? What is?
Drives me nuts. A myth that drives me nuts in my industry is, oh, you cannot Oh, they're not going to give you anything. Oh, I could just go to this bank and get this funding on my own. No,
Okay.
if you don't have your credit set up properly, which means you have to align it according to what the banks are looking for. So that
Okay.
means if you have late payment, late payment, a late payment can knock you anywhere from 40 to 80 points every month that it
Ooh,
hits. So that means your credit score is going to drop. So I don't like when people tell me I can't do something because I have this and I can't get it out. Another myth that I don't like is when they say I have a bankruptcy and they told me I cannot do anything for 7 years. Once that bankruptcy is enclosed, you
yeah.
can go, you can reach out to, it doesn't have to be me, it can be someone else. As long
Yeah.
as they're using a tactic that like M2. I use Metro 2. Metro 2 is a software that we it was set up back in 1970s with the FCRA, and they reinvented it twice because
Okay.
when you're mailing in letters to the credit bureaus, you think it's the human reading those letters. It's not. It's a system called the e-Oscar system. So what
Okay.
that e-Oscar system does is the credit bureaus, along with Innovis, came up with the rules on how to help people, because your identity gets stolen. So it came
Okay.
up with the rules and the system to be able to help people get things
Yeah.
off that do not belong to them properly. So sometimes
Okay.
if you do factual, that's it. Factual is when I say prove this is me. I don't do
Okay.
factual. Consumer law is they wrote the laws. Yes, consumer law works,
Yeah.
but with Metro 2, the e-Oscar Metro 2 is a system that is compatible with the e-Oscar system. So the e-Oscar system is looking for codes. A lot of people think I could just get these letters and copy them and just change the information to my
Right. Like, no,
information
this got to be a
and
little bit
it'll
more
get
personal.
the job
Yeah.
done. Yeah, it has to be more personable. And not only do it has to be personable, but it has to be Metro 2 is really making you prove that it's reportable. I can have a
Okay.
collection, but it may not be able to be reported in that state.
Yeah.
What Metro 2 is going to make sure that it is reportable, which means they are following all the rules and the laws for it to be reported.
Okay. So Patricia, like, so someone, if they have a unique situation, like, can you just kind of share as far as with you, because you have a few different services that you're able to offer the public. Can you just kind of break down, some of those things as far as those services that you offer? Because I want people that are listening in that may need some assistance with some things to just kind of understand what's available to them through JPST.
Through JPST, they're able to come to JPST and be able to get help with their personal credit, their business credit, their
Okay.
business funding. They also able to get help with grants. So if they have a nonprofit, I help them also obtain grants. They also
Okay.
able to get help with marketing. I also help them with printing. So if they need shirts, they need banners, they need flyers, they need pluggers. They say, for instance, they want something custom. I'm able to get that done for them.
Ooh,
So it's
I think I
kind
know
of like
who
a
my next
one-stop
print partner gonna be for the LinkedIn Lit brunch.
shop.
The next one is October 11th. I'm coming to you, Patricia.
I'm looking forward to it. So
Listen, go ahead
it's like
and
a
send me a quote,
one-stop.
girl.
Yes, it's like a one-stop shop. They're able to come to me with an idea. I'll help them get it all the way to where it's able to obtain income from it. And say, for
Okay.
instance, they have a business. So, like, I meet a lot of people that's in real estate, or they have a service that don't know how. I help them get into the digital marketing space. So, if they want to create ebooks, courses, things like that, I can help them go step by step with creating the products to help them keep the income coming in. Because what most people don't know is with a digital product like ebook and courses, that's going to net you anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000 every 30 days if it's being marketed properly.
Oh, girl. Okay, so yeah, and see, now I ain't gonna lie to you. Now of course, I've done my research, but I'm so glad that you mentioned that because I was like, I have some questions about some of the services because I need it for myself. Because I definitely want to, you know, everyone has been telling me they're like, you should do a ebook on podcasting and all of that stuff. And this is the thing. I've written the book. I don't know what the hell to do with it. I don't know.
So if you've written a book, pretty much when you write it already, all you got to do is connect with myself, Bree, and we'll help you get that book out on the platform to where it's able to be sold. And once you create one ebook, it kind of get almost to where it's catchy, and you be like, "Oh my God, I need another one because I left this out of that," and you keep adding, and that's when you get 5 to 10 ebooks that's out there being sold.
Patricia, girl, look. Now I need to know from your perspective. I mean, I know that you definitely promote the creation of the digital products, you know, and putting that out there for people. Do you think that, you know, at least from your vantage point, do you see different entrepreneurs and everything kind of missing that step as far as the revenue piece for their business?
Yes, it is, because the way I look at it, an ebook is almost like a contingent offer. If you don't have a contingent offer in your business where they're paying you monthly, it's really almost like a hobby, because you're going to get paid for them one time. The doctor tell us as human beings, we're supposed to eat 3 times a day. Well, if we're eating 3 times a day to stay healthy, why aren't our bank accounts eating 3 times off each client that we talk to? So that means if you have a service, you can also incorporate a DIY in an ebook. So for people like yourself that want to do podcasting, that's following you, create that podcast ebook on how to get started. Create that course. Let them tap into it. And once they tap into it, what's going to happen? Just like you got myself on here, we open up the podcast and open a room up and have multiple individuals in there. And that way they're being trained on run live podcasts.
Come on now. I told y'all gems was going to be dropped tonight. Now, Patricia, can we get a little personal tonight? Can we go there?
Yes, let's get personal. Let's go. I'm ready. Come on.
Now, you know, it, you know, and I try to be as real as possible. So, you know, just know we're going to go real tonight. With the industry that you're in, we know that there are some bad apples that go around, and, you know, they make it a little bit of a challenge for people that need the help to trust, right? Can you just kind of share, you know, I mean, we already know that you're official, but can you share for anyone that might be listening that's breaking into the industry, how you were kind of able to overcome that to get people to trust you with their finances and, you know, basically putting their whole financial thing on the table?
So for me to build trust, what I did was I tell them, hey, I give them something that helps them. So for me to build their trust, say for instance, they come to me and they say, hey, I got an issue with my credit. And I'll tell them, hey, what do you have building your score? If they don't have anything building a score, I'm going to give them 3 places they can go. I'll back that at least put 100 points on the credit report. So I may tell them, hey, go over to Meet Ava. Meet Ava is going to give you a $2,500 credit line. But what they're going to do is they're going to put 20 points on there within the first 30 days. And then I say, hey, go to Rent Reporters. Rent Reporters going to they'll let you backdate. It's going to take a week for it to show up on your credit report, but Rent Reporters going to give you 40 points. And then I send them over to Covo. Covo is like an installment loan, and it's revolving plus installment, and that's how you build the profile out. Covo is going to report 40 to 50 points within the first 30 days. Right there is going to give you your first 100 points if you add those 3 things on your credit report within that first 30 days. So if you do them all within the same month, around the same day, that first 30 days, that's going to be your 100-point increase right there.
So because somebody is listening in, whether if it's live or if they're going to hear it on iHeart, Spotify, or wherever, that's trying to buy a house. Somebody is trying to get funding around here. People are, you know, Patricia, you would not know that.
You have to. Most people think that when you get ready to buy a house, that it's on your personal credit. sometimes if you have a business and your personal credit ain't where it's at, but you have built your business credit, you can go and get business funding to go and buy that house. And guess what? When you go get the business funding, now your house is paid off. You don't owe the bank for that house. Your business owed the bank for the funding that it received, but that property was paid cash.
Patricia, ma'am, look, okay, because baby, we could go into this will be the whole show with you dropping these gems, but I want you to share. I want you to share with me because first off, that was incredible, but I want you to share. You have a couple things coming up that we kind of discussed a little bit beforehand, but I'm really, really excited for you to share with my listeners because not only will they be able to support you, but you are going to be educating the people. Can we talk about what's coming up now?
Yes. So every Sunday from 2 to 4 on 106.3 FM Chicago Radio or My Radio Chicago SDR. I am on from 2 to 4 dropping gems on credit, business funding, taxes. Also, on Sunday, this coming Sunday at Door 10 here in Chicago, I will be hosting a tax seminar. So if for those that are looking to get into the tax business and you want to be able to come in, grow, and get help and be able to build, meet me at Door 10 from 3 to 6. 3 to 8 will be there at Door 10 on on Taylor. So at Door 10. And then on Monday night, I'm out at Bixby's and Park Forest on Central Park. I'll be out there networking with people, giving gems, just meet people connected because the radio station is there. So I kind of pull up with my radio station everywhere they go because I like to be in to be able to help people because you never know where you may be when people may need it.
I love it. I love it. And shout out to my Radio Chicago. That's where I got my start, Patricia. I love them.
Yes. And I be on there. I just got my start with them on last Sunday. It was phenomenal. And just keep as we're growing, people are tapping in like, what do I need to do? Because I feel like this is home. Like to go to school for music and television production and not complete and not even think you'll ever end up on somebody's radio station. That just lets you know you're in direct alignment with God's plan.
Okay, look, if he make it happen, he make a way out of no way. So I love that. Oh,
yes,
Patricia.
Yes, he does.
I'm so excited. Now, look, I want you to drop one last little tidbit before you leave. But if you could wave a magic wand right now and give any person that's listening in one tool or a mindset shift for 2025, just to kind of finish out these last 6 months, what would that be?
Mm-hmm. If I would give them a mind shift, I would say, look, whatever it is that you got, your heart is telling you to do, if you know you got credit issues, don't sit there and wait because guess what? You keep saying, I'm going to do it tomorrow. You're going to look up 2 years go past. You don't want to be me. You don't want to live to be a big age or already at that big age and you can't help your children or you can't get your business off the ground the way you want it. So if it was me talking to the old version of myself, I would tell myself, tap in now and don't quit. Keep and stay consistent. So when you feel you don't know, like if you have a bill and you know you don't have the money to pay it and you got a decent credit score, don't just sit there and let your bills drag your credit in the ground. Reach out to somebody that's in the credit space that can actually help you get some money to cover the bills you can't cover. Because if you got the credit, that means you can go and get the money to cover that bill so it don't tear your credit down.
Come on now, Patricia. Oh my gosh, girl.
You got to learn to leverage your credit so that way you make your credit work for you. Our money got to have a job. If we got a job, give your money and your credit a job. Because when you give your money and your credit a job, it's going to keep you from being poor. I like to say one good apple can keep you off the poverty table. So if you get one good apple and you put it in a bag of bad apples, that good apple gonna go bad. So don't put yourself around those people that's not paying bills, that's not doing what they supposed to do, that don't have a care or clue about their credit.
Yeah.
Stick around those that are winning in credit and in life and in the game. And guess what? The more you stay connected to the power and the fire, the more fire you go catch on.
Come on now. Woo! Patricia, before you leave, let them know where they can find you so that they can come out on Sunday and Monday. It sounds like they're gonna have a full weekend, but let them know where they can follow you.
You can follow me on all platforms at JPST Enterprise. That's Instagram and Facebook. At Patricia D Thompson on Facebook. But also you can also connect with us on Sundays from 2 to 4 on My Radio Chicago. You can also connect with us on live podcasts and my actual Instagram. You can also email me at Patricia D Farmer 1 at Yahoo.
I love it. Patricia, thank you so much. It was so great chatting with you and just learning more about your journey. Thank you for joining me tonight.
Thank you for having me, Miss Mechi. I look forward to the 11, honey, to be in the room. But this time, guess what? I'm not coming by myself. I bring a whole team of people because they need to be in the room.
I love it.
They need to be in the room. Each one teach one. Nobody left behind. Ain't no kids because if you say no kid left behind, you leaving the parents. And the kids learn from the parents. So I like to say nobody left behind. That means the parents, the business owners, everybody get this work.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, look, they are going off in the comments. Hi, Brandy Berry. Hi, Melvin. Real Profits. Bree is in the building. I love it. I love it. Yes, we are definitely proud. Patricia, I'm so glad that I'm so thankful that you came out to the brunch that day. And I look forward to just continuing to support you as you support others. So, I'm hoping we'll be chatting off of line because I feel like that some of these things and the gems that you dropped and just the information that needs to get out, I would love if that can be something that we can do even for the brunch too. So we got work to do. We got some work to do.
And I like to tell Auntie Tracy, I miss you, honey.
Yeah. Girl, she was up on the trip. She thought I wouldn't call her auntie. I'm like, girl, you know you the auntie. What you mean?
I told you, Miss Mechi, you got to show. Hey, Auntie Tracy.
Yes, that is my girl. Well, Patricia, thank you again for joining me. And until next time, okay?
Okay, until next time, honey. See you on the 11th.
All right, see you. Bye. Oh my goodness, y'all. I told you that we were in for a treat tonight. Shout out to Patricia D Thompson. Okay, that is like when I tell you, my spirit is just always so warmed when I am blessed to be able to come in contact with such beautiful people that they've got a story to tell and they are actually out here in the community for real, doing the real work. Because like there's some people that talk about it and then they really don't pop out like that. And then there are people that are out here and they're actually doing it. I'm going to leave Patricia's information scrolling here at the bottom while I take a really quick break. I got to take a break. The MzMetchi show is coming. So, let me just play the little preview of that for you all. And we'll be back right after this break for tonight's Hate It and Love It.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Level up, 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 level up. All this on me so yummy, all this sauce so yummy. No, you want this yummy, yummy all in your tummy. Level up, 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 level up. All this on me so yummy, all this sauce so yummy. No, you want this yummy, yummy all in your tummy. Them more mistakes are gone, I won't do them no more. That's old news, that's news. I done did that before. I turn nothing to something. My comeback on 100. Let's talk it, more action. You just gon' see coming. I just keep elevating. No losses, just upgrading. My lessons made blessings. I turn that into money.
Hey, are you struggling with weight loss? Try everything and the scale hasn't moved for you? Well, I think it's time for you to call our good friends over at Live Long Health. They have everything that you need to help with weight loss management, and they also offer a plethora of other services. So make sure that you go ahead and head to livelonghealth.net, okay? Or call 708-998-5542, okay? And guess what? The best thing is you can treat yourself now and pay later. They accept several different payment types, and baby, it's time for you to go ahead and make that move to get healthy. So choose to live long with Live Long Health. All right, y'all, it's time for Hate It and Love It. Let's get into it.
Y'all know this is one of my favorite segments of the night. It is my favorite, okay? If you all missed my exclusive interview with Patricia, make sure that you all catch that. Catch the replay, baby. Let me get over in these comments before we jump in. What y'all talking about over here? Oh, my goodness. Yes. Oh, yes. We love Auntie Tracy. Yes. She said, I was not tripping. I earned that name. Yes, girl, you did. Okay. I was just playing with you. I'm just like, Tracy, she's so sexy. Yes. David is tuning in from Cedar Hill, Texas. Shout out to Texas. Oh, I'm so, thank you, David. You always support. My friend always support. Bree, yes. And Texas is in the building. Okay. I love y'all down. First off, like the hated, I'm gonna start off with love it this week. Let's start it off. We're going up the little ladder here. So I'm happy to be back on. These last few weeks have been super exciting in terms of just different events and things that I had going on. And I've been having the time of my life. I'm like, summer kicked off. It was rough. May was rough. May tried to come in and it was like, knock all of this ish over. I'm knocking it over. I'm knocking it. And but there was a turnaround. So I'm thankful for the turnaround. Okay. Now, among the events that I had going on, so the Thursday, because I haven't seen y'all in a while, child. We went to the Juneteenth concert. Shout out to my best friend. She was like, girl, we gotta go. And it was Ashanti and Little Kim and all of these people, baby. We had a blast. And then I had another. I went the Thursday after that to the Illinois Black Chamber of Commerce dinner cruise, which I need y'all to know, baby, the love it for me. Hi, how you doing, El Boogie? May was rough. Yes, Kim, thank you. Can we touch and agree on that? We're going to touch and agree. May came in starting stuff and was very, very, they can't believe July came that fast. Yeah, the fact that we're still talking about May, like the fact that we're still talking about June, those 2 months disturbed me, but it's coming back around. But yeah, so I went to that dinner cruise with the Illinois Black Chamber of Commerce, and to be in those rooms, I'm very thankful for the invitation. I'm always thankful for being able to go and to meet new people, to be able to bring back different resources and things to my network, to my community, or just finding a way to continue to be a part of making an impact. It's not just about, like, for me, some people might be like, oh, you want to be famous, you want to be this and all this other stuff. No, like my main thing of what I want to do as far as showcasing and highlighting small business owners, artists, creatives, you all know the spiel, okay, as far as what the Blueprint Media is here for. I want to be able to continue those efforts, and being in certain rooms helps to further those efforts. So I'm very thankful for that. Now, another event that was super fun, and it was a little bit different for me because I kind of tapped in and did some things I've never done before. So you all know that I manage a DJ, and he just recently celebrated 20 years and threw a concert on Saturday. Let me tell y'all how. I've never been a stage manager for a concert before and had to deal with the celebrities directly. Usually, it's like a quick little interview or it's a quick pop in. Hey, how you doing? And managing that process, let me tell you that that was the love it for me. In my business, I have been pushing myself to go to new heights, to tap into skills, transfer skills from my 9-to-5 life into what I do in business. And it's just a blessing to see it all unfold, being able to kind of keep things going. And now understand this, y'all need to know that the ish was stressful. Okay. It was stressful. But we're speaking just about the concert portion because, like there, I think whenever you throw an event, because hell, even at the LinkedIn Lit Brunch, I was stressed. I was stressed until we took down the step and repeat and packed the car up. It was a time. So anytime that you're doing that, but for me, it was something that was completely new. And you ever been so nervous about something, but you have to completely engross yourself in the process because you don't even have time to have anxiety about it. You got to lock in. It was one of those things. Y'all, I pulled up to the venue at about 5:03. I don't think that we weren't able to get in right at that time. So it was shortly after. And then I think I got in my car when I looked at the clock, it was 11:27. Y'all, I had did almost 15,000 steps. It was 14,937 to be exact. It was on my watch. Your girl was tired, okay? So I think the hate it for this week is the fact that our bodies just don't do the same things that they used to do when we were younger. I can't be on my feet like that all the time. And I feel like that if I were to ever manage another situation like that, I'm getting some Skechers, some Crocs, some Hokas. I will not be in there in sandals. Big mistake. Big mistake. Okay. So a little bit of hate it and love it, but let's get into the haters. Let's get into the haters because I tell you what, those are always the fun ones. So things that I've been experiencing over the last few weeks, and I just, they become content. Yeah, it becomes content. I don't like mean girls. And I meet so many people on a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month, year-to-year basis. But something that will always stand for me, it will forever be a hated it, is I hate mean girls. I don't like it. And the number one thing that I hate about it is when people try to excuse mean girl behavior. Okay. Unfortunately, sometimes when you are in different rooms, and I happen to kind of frequent a lot of different spaces, you pick up on a lot of different energies from the people around you. And, some of the ones that I had been in recently had just been a little bit tense, quite frankly. It wasn't the energy or the frequency that I would place myself in if I had direct control, whether it be at work, whether if it be, in the streets or whatever. And running into mean girlies, it's just, I'm just, I guess maybe I've been so far in my healing and on my journey that I'm always looking at them like, who hurt you? Who are you really upset with? Who should we get? Like, should we fight them? Do you need help? What's going on? I hate to see it. I hate to experience it because anyone that knows me, even on my worst day, I'm still pretty jolly, pretty happy. I treat everybody with respect. I try to treat people exactly how I want to be treated. So it always sucks, especially when it's at the hands of other Black women. Or for me, if it's at the hands of other Black women that may be a little bit more mature than I am. In terms of age or what stature, whatever. And they're just being mean unnecessarily. My mind does not know how to process that. So I try to stay out of those spaces. And, it's really unfortunate when it happens. It really is. But I guess that's just how it breaks down. So for me, running into those situations, that's definitely the hated it for me. I try to pump out nothing but love and light because, you know, if you lived in a world or you've had things go on where things get dark for you, you only want light around you. And that's quite frankly where I am. So, you know, while those instances were a little bit unfortunate, running into that mean girl energy, it's a direct reminder of who I would never want to be and how I would never want to treat others. So that's that on that. Now, some other small hated it's because I told y'all this one was going to be loaded, but let me read these comments first. Kim said the concert was fire. Yes, it was. To Tracy, yes, you're right about that. Yes, Lord, yes. David said as we progress with our age, our bodies change. Yeah, mine sounds like a pork rind from time to time. It gets real in the field. Okay, it does. Hey, Chris, how are you? How you doing, girl? Y'all make sure free lunch apparel. Y'all better check my girl out. And she got music too. Y'all know we used to play her my favorite song by her. Yeah, you know I'm single. Hey, send me the music. Send it to me, please. Email it. He said I'm starting to feel some midlife changes. Yeah, same. David said best thing we need to do is exercise and eat healthy and drink plenty of water. Absolutely. Now don't mind me tonight. I'm drinking wine. Yes. I'm good, sis. It's look, it's good to see you. And y'all need to get in touch with Chris. Let me tell you, baby, she got businesses. She's an artist. Okay, I love my fellow baddies. Cheers to you, sis. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much. Yes, I'll definitely I'll get all of that over to you because I be wanting my artists to send me music and they like, no, we're only sending this to the other people. I'm like, send it to me. I will play it. I will play your song. I love you guys. But yeah, you know, those are the hated and lovers. I think we could cap it off there. Now, today, for our what would you do? That one is a little bit, this one's spicy, you guys. This one's very spicy. I want to know what you all think. We'll be right back after this break.
Be sure to shop Pretty Curvy Savage, where style meets comfort, and you can be bold and be fierce. This plus-size clothing line is everything that you need in your closet, ladies. So be sure to visit prettycurvysavage.com and use promo code MzMetchi10 for your special discount. Okay, bye.
Are you in need of a mobile bartender for your next event? Contact Paris Ice Bar today. From crafted cocktails, tapas and hookah, Paris Ice Bar has you covered. Visit ibringhappyhour.com or call 407-707-8202.
Let's get into today's What Would You Do? Where we're talking about real situations with real people and offering real solutions.
Y'all look at what I got. It's the MzMetchi show shot glass. Because you're going to need a shot with this. What would you do tonight? This situation, I don't think that it's too crazy, but it's definitely something that would raise a brow. So grab your cocktails. Let's jump into tonight's What Would You Do? Tell me if I'm tripping. Crazy situation I'm going through. My cousin called and told me that she saw my wife and brother at lunch. I didn't know about it, but I do know that they go to lunch from time to time. Normally when they go, they would tell me. They both work downtown and their jobs are 10 minutes from each other. To be quite honest, I never thought about it until now. On Tuesdays, they would go to the Mexican restaurant and get tacos. I met up with them once before. When she got home, I asked her about it and she admitted that it's been a few times that they went and she didn't tell me. I'm 35 and my brother is 8 years older than us. Plus, we all hang out on weekends. So to me, it's not a big thing. My question is it a problem if your spouse goes out to eat with one of your siblings of the opposite sex without telling you? Am I wrong for reading too much into it? Just want some input. What would you do? My question is this, like, I will say, I mean, you know, my my in-laws and everything, they, you know, we all like work different schedules. So it's not like we're popping out like, let's go and get food or do different things. But with this situation, I don't think that I would be around my husband's friends or family like that without at least making some type of mention of it. You know, even if it's just like a text or, you know, a quick message or just, you know, something where it's like, hey, I'm about to go and pop over here with boop, boop, boop. You know, to me, communication is key. Communication is key. I mean, you know, the fact that this is a thought process kind of tells me that it's something that you are kind of thinking and feeling in this situation in the back of your mind. Like, could something be going on? Now, what do y'all think? Let me get in here. Let's see. So she said, I think it's weird she didn't say anything. What else was unsaid? Bingo. Yes. Personally, I'm not going to go anytime if I talk to someone that knows my husband or if I bump into them or whatever that may look like. That's always a conversation before and not after. So I agree. I do think that it's a little bit odd. Why didn't you mention anything to your husband? I'm hanging out with your brother. Hey, your brother about to go on lunch or whatever the case is. We're about to go and get tacos. You know, do you want anything? This is definitely a little bit of a weird situation, personally. Now, are you wrong for reading too much into it? No, I don't think so. Because let me tell you what, people could be low down if they need to, if they want to. If they want to do you in, they'll do you in. Sorry. Let's see. Auntie Tracy said, well, if he's feeling some type of way, if she's feeling some type of way, what's the secrets for? I mean, I don't think it's her feeling no type of way, Auntie Tracy, I think. Oh, wait, are you talking about feeling the type of way? What are you talking about? But no, she may. I don't know who this is. I don't know who this is, y'all. I don't understand what be going on. They get in the comments and be saying type of stuff. David said this sounds like betrayal. Okay, come on now, give us the man perspective. So it's not, you feel like, David, that the wife could be doing something behind his back. I'm not gonna lie. That's weird to me. That's weird. That's weird. So this is okay. I'll give you I can talk about my own situation. My best friend's husband. I knew my best friend. I knew my husband's friends before I knew him, right? And they actually stay close to one of my actual friends, you know, that is in the area. So there has been times where if my husband is at work or if he's, you know, already out doing something, he's with family, whatever, and I end up seeing these particular people, you know, it's going to always come up. Like my biggest thing is this, and especially if you are in a marriage, you don't let me find out, say something. Your spouse should never have to bring things to you. Just say whatever it is. If it's something that's innocent, it shouldn't be a problem. But I do think that it's odd that they've gone out several times. And I guess they go every Tuesday. On Tuesdays, they would go to the Mexican restaurant and get tacos, is what he said. And he met up with them before. So, y'all think it's some freaky stuff going on? I don't know who this is. You're about to get blocked. We're gonna go ahead and block you. Cause y'all, why do they get on here acting crazy? I mean, I know I'm fine and whatnot, but I mean, they just be saying weird stuff. What is going on? Bye, Moose Youssef, whoever that is. This situation to me is definitely screaming that is something dishonorable going on in the situation. And I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna pour a little bit in my cup. I think this deserves a shot. I don't know about you guys. I don't think that he's wrong for reading too much into it, but I'm going to give you a phrase that my aunt who is on here, hey girl, that she said to me, put it in your purse. And I guess in his case, he needs to put that in his back pocket. Put it in your back pocket. Keep an eye out on it. Okay. You know, don't let them know that you're on to them, because if it is something that's going on, trust and believe this. Whatever happens in the dark will come to light in some type of way. And even if it's not talked about or whatever the case is, it's still going to come out. So in this situation, put this one in your back pocket. That's all I'm going to say on that. If you don't have anything that's substantial that says that they are actually doing some horrible things behind your back, as far as it's concerned, is brother and sister, because there are some people that they do genuinely develop those relationships where, like, your family is my family, you know, my family is your family. Like for me personally, if my sister and my husband went to go and get something to eat, that's not something that I would be like, oh, this is weird, I don't understand why this is happening. But that's personal to me and to my situation. But I mean, you know, if it's giving cousin faith, then what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? And Auntie Tracy said, okay, I know that's right. You never know when you got to use that. Yeah, you know, just keep that in the back of your mind. Like I asked you about this July 3rd, 2025. You know, like keep that tidbit for yourself, but don't reveal your hand now, because if you do that, then whatever they're doing, they'll only get a little bit more crafty as far as keeping it away from you. Okay, so that's why you got to hold on to it a little bit. Like if you're not, you know, ready to come in there and, you know, clear some things out, keep it to yourself. L Boogie said, no, not Cousin Faith. I mean, I'm just saying, Cousin Faith, whatever her name was, it was definitely given. I don't care if you family, I need that. I got to have that. You get what I'm saying? Okay. So we got to make sure. But I want you all to tell me, what you think about tonight's What Would You Do? You know what I mean? You know, do you think it's something more? David seems to think that there's some type of betrayal. I'm not going to lie. I kind of think that it might be a little bit of betrayal, or it's something going on. Somebody is feeling the situation. They might be feeling each other. You know, he might be the brother that listens because he's 8 years older. Who knows? I mean, you know, you just never know. There's something as to why they're kicking it and they're leaving hubby out. Marinate on it, okay? And let's say Auntie Tracy said, but it's giving the young lady pause. Why, or what's making her feel that way? Yeah, like where she doesn't want to say, like, oh, I hung out with your brother today. Auntie Tracy, you think she liked the brother? Do you think she likes the brother? Y'all let me know in the comments. I mean, somebody's got a crush here, and we have to figure out who it is. Somebody's got a crush on the other person. It might be a crush on each other. They might be crushing on each other. But I do think that it's odd. It couldn't be me, personally. Because I'm not even going to lie to you. I wouldn't even be able to hold that in my purse too long. I wouldn't be able to hold that in my back pocket. Hey, why y'all meeting up and not saying nothing? Is you cool? But MzMetchi is much more confrontational than most. So I'm just going to speak on how I feel. Hey, I don't think that it's right that you're going out with my brethren, and you're not saying anything. What's up with that? I think they got a little crush. That's what I'm voting for. But you all let me know in the comments. I'm going to take a quick break, and when I come back, we're going to get into tonight's What's Happening, What's Up before we jump into our topic. Be right back.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Level up, 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 level up. All this on me so yummy, all this sauce so yummy. No, you want this yummy, yummy all in your tummy. Level up, 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 level up. All this on me so yummy, all this sauce so yummy. No, you want this yummy, yummy all in your tummy. Them old mistakes are gone. I won't do them no more. That's old news. There's new news. I done did that
Hey, are you struggling with weight loss? Try everything and the scale hasn't moved for you? Well, I think it's time for you to call our good friends over at Live Long Health. They have everything that you need to help with weight loss management, and they also offer a plethora of other services. So make sure that you go ahead and head to livelonghealth.net, okay? Or call 708-998-5542, okay? And guess what? The best thing is you can treat yourself now and pay later. They accept several different payment types, and baby, it's time for you to go ahead and make that move to get healthy. So choose to live long with Live Long Health.
Learn more about MzMetchi today. She's an entrepreneur, host of the Blueprint Live, media personality, professional brand ambassador, brand talent manager, commercial real estate professional, event host, beauty and fashion influencer, marketing and promotions professional. Learn more about MzMetchi by visiting MzMetchi.com for more information.
Time to get into what's happening and what's up in these streets. Let's get it.
Welcome back to the Blueprint Live. It's your girl, MzMetchi. And shout out to all of my sponsors for the show: Live Long Health, Copan Vodka, Paris Ice Bar, Fiya Infusions, and of course, you know, me. What's going on? Let me get in these comments. What y'all talking about over here? They still on the what would you do? Okay, hold on. Let me read these real quick before we hop in. The wife should attribute some of the blame for putting her in the situation by inviting the brother. She wasn't thinking before she did it with the brother. Yeah, like that's a little bit of a touchy situation. M.O.gul said they definitely have a crush. I agree. Yeah, both of them are very weak in this situation. Dang. I went places with my brother-in-law. My sister never gave it a second thought. It's just some lines you don't cross. Yeah, and I mean, I just feel like Auntie Tracy, like, you know, you all would be able to go, but it wasn't like it was like this secret thing, like, oh, Dad's with Auntie Tracy, you know, like everybody kind of knew, like, oh, you know, they're about to have lunch, or they're about to go and, you know, take a drive, or, you know, he's helping her out with something, or she's helping him out with something. Like, it's not a secret. So the biggest takeaway, I think, from tonight's What Would You Do is just like communication has to be very pivotal. You can't do certain things, and you do. As a married person, as a person that's in a committed relationship, even if it's not marriage, there has to be communication there. It has to be. There's no way around it. You can't get around that. Okay. Now, for tonight's What's Happening, What's Up? Got a lot of news. Some of the news was going to kind of flow over to tonight's topic of Let's Catch Up. But the notorious son of the Mexican drug kingpin El Chapo, okay, the son of El Chapo, he pled guilty in the U.S. to a drug trafficking case, okay? This was filed on Tuesday. I'm like, not y'all done got the daddy and the son. Jesus, Jermaine Christ, okay? Now, you all historically have heard about Amelia Earhart, who mysteriously disappeared while attempting to navigate the globe. Researchers have recently announced a new expedition to locate the aviation pioneer's lost aircraft, okay? So the Purdue Research Foundation and the Archaeological Legacy Institute, they announced the Terra Object Expedition. That is a mouthful. And it's a joint effort to locate her lost aircraft. So what happened is that this particular operation is going to be underway in November of 2025. They were able to spot some different items out in the orbit where, you know, they were able to see, like, okay, what, you know, is this something? Are we going to be able to uncover this? But they are trying to piece this together. And for me, I personally think it's pretty cool when they're bringing the history and kind of putting everything back together. So, you know, many wishes for that particular project. You know, I love when they can kind of give us a wrap up of everything. Now, I'm sure that you all have been hearing about the news as far as with Diddy. So he was convicted of a prostitution related offense, but he was acquitted this Wednesday of sex trafficking and racketeering charges that could have put him away for life. So he was, you know, it was an upset, I think, to a lot of the victims and the people that wanted to kind of see him pay for some of the things that they alleged that he did. You know, we're going to continue to keep monitoring that. Now, you all know that immigration is a big item that's consistently being talked about, especially with the way that they are detaining folks and deporting them out of the country. And immigration operations continue, like as they continue across the U.S. There is a new app called ICE Block that's being formed that will allow users to report ICE sightings in their community. So if you are someone and you're like, hey, you might need to get this on your phone if you can help people in your community that may be at risk of deportation. So let's go ahead and do that. One of the last things that I want to share with you all as we are in the summer is that a lot of day camp providers and schools are warning that a Trump administration funding freeze could wreck summer for low-income Americans and completely wipe out some after-school programming as early as next year. So you all know that there's bills that's waiting to be passed. There's a lot of different things that's going on where people are like, hey, what are we doing here? And under the current administration, it's looking a little bit rough. So if you got a child and you participate in any type of day camp programs or after school care, you do want to be on notice for this. This is something that you should absolutely be following. David said, I saw a documentary on this. They said they verified it was her plane, and simple error of not calculating the date line was where they went wrong. When the searcher added that mistake into account, they found the plane in the exact spot where it would have crashed. Yeah, you know what? Look, David, they said they going out and they got to find some more. Okay, that's what they're doing with the Terrea object expedition. So, whatever it is, that we'll hear about it probably next year. Everything's always delayed. So that's tonight. What's happening? What's up? Okay, if you all know what's happening, what's up, what's going on around you, drop it in the comments so we can talk about it. After this quick break, we're going to wrap up with tonight's topic, and we're just going to be catching up. I feel like it's time. We need to catch up. Be right back.
Are you in need of a mobile bartender for your next event? Contact Paris Ice Bar today. From crafted cocktails, tapas and hookah, Paris Ice Bar has you covered. Visit ibringhappyhour.com or call 407-707-8202.
Introducing the Roach Motel Ashtray, the greatest ashtray in the world. It's the ashtray of every smoker's dream. And the reason why is because it has a storage compartment with a lid on it, so you can keep all of your stuff away from the ashes. It's luxurious. It'll change your life. That's right, the Roach Motel Ashtray. And you can get it at www.roachmotelstore.com. Log on now and get yours today.
Now it's time for the Blueprint Live's topic of the day. Let's get into it.
Welcome back. Tonight, we are just catching up. So for all of my listeners that are tuning in from the Chicagoland area, as you all know, we woke up this morning to news that M.O.gul, who is an artist from the Chicagoland area, she held her album release party downtown River North, Chicago. And unfortunately, there was a drive-by shooting that took place that injured a lot of people, and it killed 4 people. Y'all, I was mortified when I saw the news. And first off, me hearing about it was my cousin. Shout out to Paris Ice Bar, one of our sponsors, and a very close family member of mine. She was there and she was actually working the event. Shout out to her. Shout out to her team. And I saw her status. Her status was the first thing that I saw this morning in relation to the incident. And of course, you scroll down a little bit more, and I ended up seeing a little bit more details surrounding the incident. And it was very, very sad that you can't even sometimes go out in the city without having to worry about that. And I mean, of course, as the day progressed, I ended up seeing the actual footage of the shooting, unfortunately, floating around on my timeline. And it's just a very, very scary time. It's scary times that we're living in. And, she lost so many people. Best friend, her boyfriend, 2 brothers. I tell you what, I'll be the first one, you know, actually one of her song Move is one of my favorite songs. I mean, it's probably in rotation on my playlist, if not every day, every other day. But the music and a lot of the different influences and things that are going on, it's a rough time. And to lose the people that you love, you know, and when, you know, you have music or have these different things that kind of highlight, or not even glorify, but they do highlight the lifestyle as far as, you know, being in the streets, being about that life, drill music, all of that is such a difficult time. So, you know, the city is in mourning, you know, they really are. And I hate the fact that that happened to them last night, for everyone that was affected, everyone that was injured. I mean, the aftermath of it just looked absolutely crazy. And it was so sad to see. And, you know, I had an opportunity to check on my cousin today, like I said, who was there, and they had just closed and everyone had gotten out of the location. And I mean, you know, there's certainly something very, very, very fishy about it. So I hope that they are able to apprehend whoever was responsible for that, because it was certainly bad. You know, so that was something that it hit me in my chest today. And I said, you know what, we gotta talk about it. There's too much violence. There's too many of those things, and it has to stop. It has to cease. It's just, this ain't the way to go. This ain't the way to do it. Not at all. Not at all. So let me go into what David's talking about. He said a man is facing charges after police said he snuck into the Apparel Museum in downtown Dallas, Texas overnight. Oh my goodness. So now he's facing charges. He said he wanted to go in and he just wanted to see the museum at night. Okay. Now, there were a few things that have been going on that we had not talked about. Okay. We hadn't talked about it. Why y'all worried about Cardi B? Y'all want Cardi B to be pregnant so bad. Y'all mad at her. What y'all mad at Cardi B for? Can we talk about it? I saw something real beautiful last week. Stefan took her to a castle. Let me tell you something. The girlies that are getting out of those toxic relationships and going and being loved properly, my wig goes off to you, sis. Go hard or go home. The men are usually the ones that's real sad at the ladies that's getting away and getting loved on better. Not our problems, not our monkeys, not our circus. The girlies deserve to be loved appropriately. Y'all saw Cardi B stick through all of that stuff. He had women all in her house. She on tour trying to get to the bag because the Migos and them hadn't dropped the album that had actually done some things in a long time. Let's be clear. And you brought somebody to y'all house, your marital home, and let them post online. You didn't even have no decorum to just let them be in the house and to just sit down and have several seats. And y'all really mad at Cardi B because she's getting her just due and she's living her best life. Y'all have to stop it. Stop with the double standard. Stop. And then what about the DDG and the Holly thing? Because y'all stay in their business too. Let's talk about it. What's the problem? Now, I will say, I was seeing the, naturally on the blogs, it floats around as far as the different parental things that Holly put in place against DDG. And I thought it was ridiculous. I'm like, girl, just let him get his damn son. Let him get his son. Yeah. Let him get his son. Auntie Tracy said, why should I wait for you to learn how to love me? Ooh. Baby, I had to take a swig in a gig, honey. Yeah, I mean, you know, Auntie Tracy with Cardi B, she's just been receiving a lot of stuff. Now, the only thing that I think that she should have done, because I don't think that her divorce is final. You got to watch dating folks and they're married, you know, because it might, you know, it might unofficially be over, but if it's not over paperwork wise, you know, you put yourself in a little bit of a bind. And if you're going to be with someone that's married, at least make sure that they put you on some paperwork. Do something. Big Stefan must have been tuning the radio station in before they went in. Yeah, I feel like that with Cardi B. I mean, she seems happier, and it's like I guess you would have to just kind of go through one of those situations where you've been through some things, or you've had a partner where you've been incompatible with, to really appreciate the person that you should that's showing you the good life after that. So I'm happy for her. I'm sorry, I'm happy for her. For me personally, as far as with catching up, I'm trying to yeah, personally in my life, I'm trying to just become better attuned, lock in, with some different things. Like I said, May came in and shook me up. May and probably the top part of June was just, I'm like, oh my God, there's so much going on. It was such a scary time. But, kind of coming out of those things, and I'm back, and I've kind of got my head in the game. I know what it is that I need to do. The next LinkedIn Lit brunch is coming up. I've been able to participate in a lot of exciting things and just really doing what I need to do to move my business forward. The MzMetchi show is coming out, and I'm just, it's one of those things. I've been working on the MzMetchi show for almost 2 years. September will be year 2. And y'all wouldn't believe it, I'm so nervous to put it out there to the public. I'm still shopping the show, for networks. And, I stopped for a while because I didn't know if things were going to work out. Similar to, and it's funny, we talk about celebrity tea and all that other stuff and all these things that go on. But hey, even in our personal lives, we have things going on too. You don't have to be famous to have some things going on. Okay. But we're getting through it. We're navigating. Okay. That's all that matters. We're navigating. But, that's what's been going on with me. Y'all let me know what's going on with you all. I know it's been a few weeks, and I'm curious to know what's going on. How can I support you? How can we love on you during this holiday week? I'm going to take a quick break, and when I come back, we'll close out with tonight's quote of the night. So y'all can go ahead and start getting y'all meals prepared, because I know y'all queuing tomorrow. Yeah, we'll be right back.
Hey, are you struggling with weight loss? Try everything and the scale hasn't moved for you? Well, I think it's time for you to call our good friends over at Live Long Health. They have everything that you need to help with weight loss management, and they also offer a plethora of other services. So make sure that you go ahead and head to livelonghealth.net, okay? Or call 708-998-5542, okay? And guess what? The best thing is you can treat yourself now and pay later. They accept several different payment types, and baby, it's time for you to go ahead and make that move to get healthy. So choose to live long with Live Long Health. Thank you so much for all of my listeners for tuning in. And now it's time for the quote of the night.
All right, it is time to close out. And this quote is just, we're going to kick off July and the second half of the year just right. So one important rule to stick to in these next months is to not dwell on what went wrong in the last months. Heal. Leave the past in the past. Forgive yourself, lock in, and keep things moving. Okay. This one hit me. I tell you all the time that I don't find the quotes find me. And I will say this. In my life, personally, especially this year, I have had to go on my own healing journey, and I've had to forgive myself for a lot of things, my missteps, my mishaps, and in my life. And the locking in part was the part that was difficult for me. Sometimes when life happens to us, it's very difficult to do that. So this one found me. And it was funny. I knew that this was the one that I wanted to share because at the end it said, keep things moving. And for anyone that knows my daddy-o, my dad, that's his key phrase, is to keep it moving. And I have to be honest that sometimes when he would say it to me, I'm just like, I don't need to hear that right now. But the reality of it is to keep it moving. I shared with you all that I had some have been dealing with some adverse things, even even in business, just some different challenges and some things that were kind of plaguing me. It was sitting on my spirit in a rough way. And I am learning to just continue to keep moving forward no matter what. I've been through some things, babe, but I'm thankful for the ability to keep moving forward no matter what, because that's really all that matters. You have to just continue to keep putting one foot in front of the other. So I hope that particular quote helps somebody out tonight. As always, I want to thank everyone for tuning in, everyone that hopped in on our Facebook and YouTube feed. Okay, after tonight's show, everything will be hyperlinked. So please, please, please make sure that you follow the Blueprint Media Company at the BP Media Co. and follow me, your girl, MzMetchi, everywhere on all platforms. And, let's get in tune. Thank you so much to my special guest, Patricia D Thompson. Okay, she is that girl, and she's getting the people together. She dropped so many gems tonight. Her masterclass is coming. She has an ebook coming out. So many different things to help those that are in need of, getting their credit together, grants, funding, anything for their business. So you all make sure that you get in tune with Patricia. And baby, I'll be back next Thursday, same time, same place. I hope that you have an amazing holiday. Stay safe, please. Okay, especially if you are in the Chicagoland area, please stay safe. And I'll talk to y'all next week. Bye.